Well, let's build another blog. Hello, I'm Michael with WriterSanctuary, and yes, I think I'm a bit of a glutton for punishment. I'm going to build yet another blog, but I'm going to show you every step of the way. Now, I'm building this website without the use of hiring freelance writers or using AI generated content, and don't get me started on that. So, how long will it take to be a success? Well, it really depends on how much effort I'm able to put into it. Because I have so many things going on, it's going to be kind of hard to make sure that I get enough content on the website to where Google views it as being an authoritative website. But I've already decided to set aside some blocks of time that will let me work on the blog. So hopefully, with any luck, by the end of the year, it'll be something that's comparable to my other blogs that I kind of put in a half-assed effort into. So first, I need to settle on an idea. Now, it's fine to settle on a personal blog. In fact, I know a lot of people who set up personal blogs that wound up being quite successful down the road. However, I'm going to stick with a niche only because niche websites tend to do far better in Google search, and that's going to be my primary target. Mostly because I would love to see if I can get this blog to make some money. I'm looking for something that has a high search volume and has the potential to engage a larger audience. I'm also looking for something that's going to hold my interest for the long term. And that's probably one of the biggest things, is making sure that when you create a website or a blog for any purpose really, that it's going to be something that you're going to keep doing for the long haul. Contrary to the belief of many, blogging is not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's going to take quite a bit of work to get your website to a certain point, depending on the type of topics you want to cover. So I'm going to be focusing on something that I absolutely want to learn. And that's another big thing you need to worry about, is that you can always create a blog based on things that you already know. In fact, if you have past experience, it just makes you look like that much more of an expert. Yet, there's nothing wrong with creating a blog to help you learn something new. In fact, that's how WriterSanctuary.com got started. I built that website as a way to journal my experiences using TextBroker and learning how to become a freelance writer. And thanks to that blog, I became one. So you don't necessarily need to be an expert in your field in order to blog about it, especially if you're very interested in learning and cite your sources correctly. At which point, this is when I take to Google Trends. Now, when I first set this up, I had 5 different ideas of what I wanted to do, and one of them was a bearded dragon. I have a bearded dragon, and I would love to learn more about the little guy, but, I decided YouTube has far more interest in it. Since bearded dragons do hold my interest though, I might just build another website next year for it. But as we can see, YouTube has a lot of interest, but this also means the competition is going to be stupid high. Not only from bloggers, but from YouTubers as well. Because a lot of YouTube videos do make their way into Google, so now you're competing with 2 different channels at once. Now, I'm not afraid of the challenge. In fact, I've been known to bury a company here and there on their content, so I might be able to pull something magical out of my butt. Something else you can do to see if there's enough interest in a certain topic is to take to Google itself. Now, when you use the autocomplete, you can find out what people are searching for. So, like, say, if we wanted to do YouTube cameras. And as we can see, that's going to be a very popular niche, or very popular topic, actually. 18,100, that means there's roughly 18,000 people searching for YouTube cameras every month. However, this also means that you're competing against, well, you got shopping here. You got 3 videos, 6 in the and more in the wings here. Not to mention all the other people who are creating the same content. So just because it's a popular niche doesn't mean you're going to be instantly successful. That's what a lot of these bloggers on YouTube don't seem to express to their audience. Sure, you can jump on the bandwagon of doing some of the most popular niches for blogs, such as personal finance, but you're also competing with everybody else who has seen that video. And a little bit of competition isn't all that bad, as long as you know a little bit about SEO content writing. So I'm not necessarily saying don't ever try for some of these popular niches. You just need to remember that there is a lot of competition, and you're going to have to come up with something unique if you want to stand out, especially when it comes to the Google algorithm. But I'm feeling pretty confident, so I want to stick with YouTube and cross my fingers, because I would like to get more out of YouTube and try to figure out how to fix all 3 of my channels. And who knows, maybe having this blog will help me do just that. And that's the whole purpose of this blog, is to learn something new, right? Well, it is for me anyway. But then we can also take a look at some other content types, like what if we did how to YouTube. Oops, if I spelled it right. So now we have how to YouTube dark mode. I've already looked that up. It's kind of an interesting article. Live stream camera, stream on Xbox. Like, there's a lot of different ideas for blog posts that I can come up with just on this one page. But we can also take it a step further and use our primary topic, which is going to be YouTube, and start with the letter A. So now we have YouTube audio library, accessories, ads, analytics, advertising. I mean, there's a lot just for A. Then we can look at B and throughout the entire alphabet. So off the top, I've already come up with probably 10 to 15 fairly good topics for this. Now you can do something similar with just about any primary topic that you want to choose. I'm going to go ahead and stick with YouTube and cross my fingers. And you don't have to stick with Google's autocomplete. You can also take to a variety of keyword tools and use them in the same way. Kind of search for some things that you might think are viable topics. Like if I was to pick with the bearded dragon, I would do bearded dragon feed or bearded dragon food, and then create a list of all the things I can find that a bearded dragon can eat. Not only would this help me take care of my bearded dragon, but then that blog post itself might attract some other people that can help them as well. So that's essentially it. I know it's kind of simple, but I did a bit of brainstorming. I came up with those 5 ideas I wanted to try: YouTube, bearded dragon, golf, retro gaming, and some of those were okay. Out of all of them, I think the bearded dragon topic would have been my next go-to, but I really want to learn more about YouTube in general, and so I'm going to be going over a lot of blog posts and videos to fine-tune my own content. And granted, there is a lot of competition, but the whole purpose of it is to not reinvent the wheel, but just make the wheel better. Because no matter what blog topic you decide to stick with, you're going to have competition in some degree. Now, when you consider there are millions upon millions of blog posts created every day just on the WordPress system alone, that's a lot of content. And that's not including sites that are run on Joomla or Drupal. So no matter what you decide to go with, there's going to be competition to some degree. And the only way to avoid something like that, though, is to build like a personal blog and do more about sharing your day, your experiences. A lot of people like that kind of stuff. The problem with a personal blog, though, is that it doesn't necessarily work very well for SEO. Now, it is possible to write a personal blog and gear it more towards search engine optimization, but search engines like Google, especially, they like niche websites most, because a niche website denotes a sense of authority and expertise. The algorithm knows what your website is about and will share that information with whoever is looking for that specific topic. I guess what I'm trying to say is that personal blogging is okay, just don't bank on it being super popular over the next few months. That's even if that's your goal. You could simply want to use your blog as a form of online public journal. True success depends on what your ultimate goals are for your website. Not everybody's trying to make a buck or trying to generate tons of traffic, and that's perfectly fine. If that's what you get out of it, so be it. This particular blog that I'm building, though, we want to see if we can turn it into a moneymaker. So what kind of ideas do you have rolling around in your head for building a blog? Personally, I'm really excited to give the YouTube thing a try, and I've already got a ton of ideas that I can't really wait to get into, and those are going to be coming up in the future video. Next up, we need to get web hosting and install WordPress, and I'll go over some of the basics of it with you. Have a good day, and I'll see you next time.